Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rocha, Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder apostle, Aharawan Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Shalom to the sincere Akim pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Karab Ban Yasharala coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. Now today I'll be coming out with another lesson, and it again is on this article, and the title of this article says Iran is turning out to be a more effective enemy than many thought, and U.S. allies are losing their patience with the war. First off, most of U.S. allies didn't want this. This was the doing of the U.S. and little Satan over there. These other nations that might be allied with Babylon America, they not for it. But let's continue. I'm gonna read specific spots of this lesson because it tell you everything that this article is covering. I'm only covering the first two. So without further ado, let's get right into it. It says Iran is turning out to be a more effective enemy than many thought. Of course, they thought because, you know, Iran is over there. Oh, that's a third world country or Middle East. They be, you know, that whole little narrative they had in their mind. They, you know what I'm saying? President Babylon thought he was going to go over there, send his brigandine or his army over there and just bowl over Iran. It was just going to be that. Regime change, blah, 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 kill the Ayatollah Khamenei and be done. Nah, it ain't going that way. It is not going that way. You done ran up on somebody that's bot fighting, that's bot going to war, that's bot doing these kind of things, but they was keeping the peace and agreeing and adhering to agreements and treaties and everything to prevent this. But, you know, when you're a habitual line stepper and you always going too far all the time, you know, aka them Amalekites over there, them Khazarians, them Israelis, they did it. And Babylon America co-signed. And now guess what? You're getting that ASS whooped over there. But let's read some of this article. Again, it says Iran is turning out to be a more effective enemy than many thought. It says it's day 7 of the war with Iran, and they still getting pounded. Let's continue. It says the U.S.'s allies in the Gulf are beginning to complain about the collateral damage they are receiving in the conflict, and Iran has turned out to be surprisingly effective at causing trouble for its attackers. Translation: surprisingly effective at defending itself against aggressors that wants to attack Iran. Some Republicans are criticizing President Trump for starting a new war he promised to end them. You got to think, when he first ran, what did he say? No new wars, none of that. We're not going to do anything. But, you know, in his words, he's consequential. You know, he don't even understand what that word means. Consequential means to not be direct or solid. And as we've seen, he has not been direct or solid. Let's continue. It says, in the last 24 hours, Israel conducted more strikes against Hezbollah in Beirut and countries to pound Tehran. Like, you strike in other places, but the place that's attacking you. That's how you know. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. It says Iran launched a new missile attack on Iran. Qatar stopped a drone attack on the U.S.'s largest base in the east. 4 suspected Iranian spies were arrested in the UK for conducting surveillance on the Jewish community. More than 23,000 flights have been canceled globally since Iran's first retaliatory strike, according to Fortune's Sasha, Rogelberg. It says Iran has now gone 6 straight days without the internet. More like going 7 straight days of unrelenting, overwhelming defense against its aggressors and attackers. This is what it is. Let's continue. It says Iran has begun targeting hyperscaler data centers in the East operated by Amazon and Microsoft. The Iranians view data centers as part of the conflict. Matt Pearl of the Center of Strategic and International Studies told Financial Times. This is one way of having an actual impact on the region. It says, hey, here we go. People thinking everything good. Because victuals is supposedly cheap, they thinking themselves to be in good case. But with this going on, they shut down the strait. It's already partially shut down. The Strait of Hormuz is already partially shut down. They shut it down completely. Yeah, it's over. But let's continue. It says global energy prices continue to rise after an Iranian missile struck the only oil refinery in Bahrain. Fortune's Jordan Bloom reported. The attack showed that Iran is now willing and able to land direct hits on the major energy assets of its Gulf neighbors, putting the safety of the regional infrastructure in further doubt. And they hitting everything that Babylon America controlled. It says U.S. allies are losing patience with Trump. Qatar's energy minister warned that the war could bring down the economies of the world, and that's exactly what will happen if the Strait of Hormuz is closed down in totality. That will mess up everything and everybody. It says by causing a complete shutdown of all Gulf energy exports, driving oil to $150 a barrel. Everybody that has not called for force majeure, or however that is, whatever that word is, we accept will do so in the next few days that this continues. All exporters in the Gulf region will have to force that, majeure, however you say that, I have to look it up. Saad al-Kabi told the Financial Times, so it's like, all right, cool. So that's what it is. This whole debacle is causing problems for the world. But this is also part of the Heavenly Father's plan to further bring Babylon America down, because this is His will. This is going to happen. So, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Let me see. Joel 2:20. It says, "But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and I will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face towards the east sea, and his hinder parts towards the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savour shall come up, because he hath done great things." So the Lord is driven, we're going to say, the Babylonian army, aka American army, over there into the east to start this. That's the Lord taking the northern army and driving them far off into a land barren and desolate. With his towards his face towards the east sea, and his hinder parts towards the utmost sea. And if I'm not mistaken, they like the direction they would be is like they say the Caspian Sea, which all that used to be like the Black Sea, and then I think they had the Mediterranean. I got to look it up again, but Salakia, I forget the names of the bodies of water offhand right now. You know what I'm saying? But that's what the Lord is doing. He put them over there, put Babylon over there, and it says, "And his stink shall come up." That is talking about defeat. That is talking about death. That's what it's talking about. Because this devil has done great things, wicked things. Not great because, oh, he's great. No, great things as in he's striven against the Lord greatly with the tomfoolery. But let's continue. Let's go here. Let me see. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go there. Nope. This is Jeremiah 50. And 45. It says, therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. I'm going to just read verse 46 too. It says, at the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. So hear the counsel that the Lord has spoken. Hear the counsel and the purposes that the Lord has taken against Babylon, aka America. He has purposed this against the land of this place. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, and the least of the flock is them Khazarians over there, the Amalekites, Amalek, the ones that's posing to be the Lord's true people, but they really not. Who give a damn if it is what it is? It's the truth. Ain't nobody. I'm tired of editing, but it is what it is, and the Lord's gonna make this devil's habitation desolate with him. I mean, he's gonna destroy this devil. He's gonna get him out of the way. And when the Lord destroyed Babylon, America, and it is what it is, the earth is going to be moved. The earth is going to reel to and fro like a drunkard and shake out of its place, because that's going to be the force and the power of these ICBMs with nuclear armament, or should I say nuclear warheads, hitting Babylon, America. That's what's going to cause the whole earth to shake. Why? Because it's going to be 200 million. 200 million. Bombardment, boom, 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 boom. That's going to cause a real deal earthquake. Let's continue. Let's go to Obadiah. Because you got to think, the allies of Babylon, America are tired of this. They didn't want this. They weren't looking for this. This is Obadiah, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in them. So at some point, all the allies of Babylon, America is going to turn on America. And they're going to help to chase America or help America go down. Because it says in the scriptures, if I'm not mistaken, Revelation 17, these shall turn and hate the whore and eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Because of the manifold wickedness and the betrayals and the disrespect. And ultimately, the manifold wickedness. So these other nations are going to help to throw this place down. And when it come down to it, and it says, they gonna promise peace. They gonna promise like, oh yeah, we good. We gonna deal with you, yeah, everything. But they gonna be plotting the whole while to destroy. Because you are putting them in precarious, unbeneficial situation. This is what Babylon America is doing for its allies, putting them in stuff that's not beneficial. It's actually quite detrimental. That's why they're gonna plot and to destroy Babylon America. They're gonna deceive them. They're gonna deceive the leaders and everything here in America. It says the trusted friends, the trusted allies, gonna set traps for Babylon to fall in. And when it comes down to it, Babylon America ain't gonna even know what's going on with these other nations. They ain't gonna even know nothing about nothing. And right when, we peaceful, we finna be peaceful now. We not finna do nothing. And when, when they shall say peace, peace, that's when sudden destruction gonna come upon this place. So yeah, we gonna see more of this. And ooh-wee. And with that, shalom.